Lori from Cruising for Treasure. You're watching my What Sold show, and I'm going to show you everything that I have going out the door today that has sold on eBay and Poshmark. I do have listings up on Facebook Marketplace and Mercari, but alas and alack, they had no sales this weekend. So now, if you've never tuned into my channel before, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. It really does help my channel, and it just makes me smile a whole lot. I might even do a happy dance. I am a full-time mom, and I also resell. So I don't pull in massive numbers. I'm more, between part-time and full-time. I do put in a lot of work. So I have this show so that I can show you what a kind of normal everyday seller, what they sell every day. Not just the highlight reels, but even the boring stuff. So that being said, I actually had a really great weekend. Poshmark VA is really coming through on Poshmark. I gotta say it. I had more sales this weekend on Poshmark than I have had on Poshmark ever. So we had 8 sales on Poshmark. That's a lot. Now, eBay is my main platform, and I have 15 sales going out on eBay. So that tells you Poshmark is catching up. Yes, it is. So what I'm gonna do is start with my Poshmark sales and show you what is going out the door from Poshmark. First up, now I source predominantly from online auctions, which are basically like estate sales that are on an online format instead of showing up to the house. And then I also do thrift stores. So it's just kind of a lovely little mix of things. So the first thing on Poshmark that's going out is this. It's called Hannah hats. I don't know if you can see inside that hat. Hanna hats. It's like a patchwork wool plaid hat. Newsboy cap. This sold for $30 on Poshmark. I feel, you know what? This is horrible. I just list so many items. I always forget what items, where I picked them up from. Okay, so I paid $3, so I'm assuming I got this from a thrift store from Goodwill. Yes, I did, from Goodwill. And this has been listed for just over a month, so that's pretty great. Obviously, that would be a bolo. And honestly, wool hats in a decent style like that, like a newsboy cap, they do really well for me. Let's see. Next, I have this pair of men's Ortho Feet walking shoes. These sold for $26. And I picked these up in an auction for, I believe it ended up being about $1 a pair. And let's see. Next, I have this Dickies navy blue pencil skirt. And this sold for $20. It did take a long time for this to sell. So I'm not saying run out and stock it for your store, but it did sell. So there's that. Let's see. Next, now this is a fun one. I have a couple items that sold today that are from our Hoarder House haul, which in February, I had the opportunity to pick closets from 5 different closets from a hoarder house. We did a whole series of videos about, as we went through them, because it was basically like a mystery haul. And so I have 2 sales from those. So if you want to go watch those, they're really fun to watch. This is called Silk Lore. This is the brand. And it's just, oops, backwards. It's just like a baby blue, long, modest, straight skirt. And this sold for $17. And a lot of the items from that haul it was like a time capsule. It had various items from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even some of the early 2000s. So it was really, really fun to just go through and find all these different things. Another sale on Poshmark are these Free People shorts, lace trim. These sold for $18. And the size was 24. So it did take a little while to sell, probably because they are just so tiny. And then Judy Blue, the first time I found Judy Blue was this spring in April. And I ended up paying up for two. They had a whole bunch, but the thrift store had really overpriced them. And I didn't want to go too deep and then sit on the inventory with a smaller profit margin. You know the drill. So I ended up getting these shorts. They actually had these ones marked at $5, cheaper than most of the other ones. These ones, and they sold for $24. So $5 into $24, not too bad. They are a size 3X, so quite large. Let's see, this one actually sold this morning for full disclosure. This is Kendra Scott Color Bar Charms, and that sold for $35. This was actually a clearance item from Nordstrom Rack. So I've had this for probably 2 or 3 years. So it did take a while. I did also sell a Gap denim jacket, but I forgot to grab that. That sold for $22. So there you go. So that's what I sold from Poshmark this weekend. Now I'm going to show you what sold from eBay. Let's see, eBay, I have this massive sheet set. This sold for $20. This is, the brand isn't great. It's vintage McCarthy International. It's a flannel, full-size flannel sheet set. It's got a pretty pattern on it, but it's not a desirable brand. So I'm just thankful to get it out the door, $20. Next, I actually sold several postcards. Now, I love selling vintage postcards. If you guys have watched me for any length of time, I've gotten into doing vintage postcards. And so they don't sell for a ton of money, just so as you know. But they're really fun for me to sell. This is Frida Kahlo's official photo of her wedding to Diego Rivera. And this is a reproduction. It's not an original. And so this sold for $40. Not $40, $4. I don't know where I got 40 from. That was silly. Okay, I would die if I sold a postcard for $40. All right, okay, I've apparently loaded all of these items into my basket backwards. So let me show you another postcard. This one is a self-portrait of Vasarely. I don't know who that is, some type of artist. From 1976, this was posted. It does have the canceled stamp on the back. That sold for $4.99. Let's see, another postcard that I have. This is, Can I Help You? Isn't that adorable? Unposted, that sold for $3. Someone sent me an offer. Typically, if someone sends me an offer, I go ahead and accept because postcards, vintage postcards are absolutely long tail items, meaning they can take a very long time to sell. So if someone sends me an offer, that means they're obviously a motivated buyer. They're going to pay. It's going to be out the door. So this one is a painting of the Zuppinger Stairs in Switzerland with wisteria there. It's just really pretty. And that sold for $4. And then let's see, another art print. This is, I don't know, Jean-Francois Millet, the Angelus, I don't know, Peasants Praying, that's that sold for $3. Let's see, and then we had this one, which is kind of cool, another art print, so art was definitely the thing today, this weekend. These are Crayola crayons, and that sold for $4.99. It is unposted. And let's see, oh, where did these go? Where are these postcards? Oh, these sold today though. I'll show you them tomorrow. Okay. Okay, next item. This is a fun one. So we went to Universal Studios this summer for our family vacation, and we bought the Grinch popcorn bucket. And it's not really a bucket because you can't hardly fit like 2 handfuls of popcorn in there. We bought it, used it, and then I listed it on eBay and sold it for 20 bucks. So I believe there I paid 15, I think, something like that. So I actually made a little bit of money. So that's hilarious. Okay, next, this really cute pair of shoes. These are Bowden, and they're leather, purple, blue floral print, and they sold for $20. I have had these for a while. They are a size 6. I don't know if that played into it, but they're so cute. Okay, next is, I can't grab it. Okay. This is a Russian hand-painted lacquer wooden egg with like a village scene. You can see the Orthodox churches in there, very iconic. And it has the little stand. It is signed on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. You can definitely ask more money for Russian souvenirs, or probably any souvenir in general, when it is signed on the bottom. If it's not signed by the maker, then it's very generic. It's made in a factory, and it's not really worth a whole lot. This sold, I sent an offer to Watcher for $25. They accepted and paid right away. And yeah, so very happy about that. Whoops. That one. Let's see. Next is this. This is the other item, another item that sold that came from the Hoarder House haul. And this is a beautiful silk gray metallic button front blouse. This sold for $16. Such a beautiful blouse, and it's so soft. You guys don't even understand. It's so soft. I just want to curl up and sleep in it. Okay, this one is, I feel like this also came from the Hoarder House. It's vintage underwear. These sold for $15. Let me see. I feel like they did come from the Hoarder House. Let's see if they did or not. Yes, they did. And let's see, I had 4 packages. I've already sold 2. So now this is the 3rd one to sell. And then I have 1 more. So $15, not too shabby. Let's see. This one came from an online auction. This is a great brand. I have sold every item I have found in this brand. Skyer, S-K-Y-R. This is a Shetland wool vest, and of course it's got those sheep on the front, which just really add to kind of the whimsy of the item. This sold full price very quickly for $29.99. I listed this late last week, so this was a really quick flip. I probably could have even priced it higher, but I couldn't find a lot of comps, so I just kind of went mid-range of what I thought, and it sold quickly, so I'm very happy with that. And then let's see, we have, I believe this is the last item to show you today. And this is a Patagonia plaid men's shirt. This sold for $15. I should never have picked it up. It's just such an unusual, out of character piece for Patagonia. It's like a dress shirt. And I just think if it had been like a flannel, I think I would have had much better success. But considering it's basically a work shirt, I had a lot of interest in it, and I sent out so many offers, but no one bought it until today. And I've had that shirt for a couple years now. So I wouldn't recommend buying that Patagonia. That just tells you, even though you can have brands that can be really hot, you still have to be careful about the items that you pick. And that being said, Patagonia is not as hot as it used to be. It does still sell, obviously, don't get me wrong. However, it doesn't sell as quickly as it did before. I have some items that are sitting in my store right now. So that's what I have going out the door today. I consider that to be a fairly good sales weekend. I had a decent amount of sales. The dollar amount, the average sale price, it's not exactly what I would hope for. I really kind of would like a higher sales price point. But I mean, when you sell vintage postcards, that's going to bring your ASP down, which is fine because the payoff is, I like selling vintage postcards. So that's fine. Anyway, I have lots of plans for this week to get lots done. So we'll see if that translates into, sorry, there's an Amazon guy delivering. Hopefully that translates into lots of sales. I already got all my listings up for today, which is awesome. I am going to start 5 auctions going later on tonight. So hopefully we have great sales. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite item that sold today? How are your sales doing? Are they doing great or are they so-so? Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to see what sold today.